Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 48 of commercial diving school. Today was a diving day, so I'm going to talk about everything that we did today. So if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed, and leave any comments or questions for me down below. So for today, in the morning time, normal setup and everything, but we had to set up some extra equipment because we were actually going to be using some tools underwater. This morning, I'd like to point out that it was actually chilly for the first time, so you can definitely tell that the water is changing. We're now about to begin October, so definitely like a few people had jackets on, and a few people wish they had jackets on this morning because it was just a little bit chilly this morning. Definitely a huge change of what it's been. So like I said, we set up extra tools and everything. So let me explain a little bit about that. We had 3 different stations, and we're basically how the dive station set up is there's divers that can go on the inboard side, and then there's umbilicals set up on the opposite side to dive on the outboard side towards like the middle of the river. So there was one person diving on the inboard side, and then on the outer corners of the dive station we had a diver over here, and then we had 2 divers out there. So everybody was pretty spread out because we had different tools that we're using. So on the inboard side, the one diver was using hydraulic tools, so they were using a hydraulic chisel, and they were also using a hydraulic like wire wheel, but it wasn't a wire, it was like a plastic. So basically it spins around, has handles, so you can like scrub stuff, like a wheel scrubber almost. So it's good for scrubbing like concrete piles, getting all the barnacles off and everything. And then on another station we had a hose, so it was just like the water hose that's in my previous video. I think we were using a different attachment, but like that long PVC one, I think we had a short metal one, and people were using, I guess they were using that underwater. So for setup, we had to set up an actual it's like a little compressor, or no, water pump, sorry about that. It's a small, about this big, like water pump. For the hydraulic tool, it was a hydraulic pump, so it has a reservoir and everything, and it runs off of diesel. So it's a little bit bigger, it's probably like this big. And then on the third job station, we had a big diesel compressor, and that thing is like a trailer. It's like this, big, it's huge, so it's got wheels and everything. So that thing was kind of going out on us today. Like, it was giving us a hard time, and actually I think blew a hose, so they had to fix that. And then something else happened with that diesel compressor, and then the compressor goes to a tank, a small little volume tank, and then from the tank we're running it to the actual third station, and that one was basically like the airlift. So because we were having problems with that diesel compressor, we didn't get to really use the airlift, and so that's basically a rundown of those 3 different stations. 4 divers total in the water at a time. We had 4 divers go before lunch, and then 4 divers go after lunch. And then my jobs for today, I didn't dive. So my jobs were, first group in the morning was to tend, so I was tending. And then for the second group in the afternoon, I was on Gen Watch, which stands for like generator watch, I guess. So whenever like if check the the generator, see if it's running good, if it needs anything or whatever. Just basically anything that's running, like the diesel compressor or the hydraulic pump or the water pump, like basically check on those things and keep them running for everybody else that's doing comms or attending or a diver in the water. And then there was also people that were redoing an umbilical. So that was basically a task, like it's an all-day task pretty much. And when you redo an umbilical, you take all 4 things that make up an umbilical off, like take all the duct tape off, and you get new like nylon line, and you tie the line to like, you make it so that it's really taut, and then you basically go down and like re-duct tape like every foot or so. And I mentioned that in a previous video that I did that with one other person in my class, but they were doing that as a side job today. But other than that, we were doing that all day. It did eventually warm up, so it was getting pretty hot, but other than that, other than the diesel compressor kind of going kaput on us like twice, it was a pretty good day. So we didn't really get to use the airlift, like I said. I'm not too sure what they were doing with the water pump because I wasn't on that side. I was mainly watching the hydraulic pump because it needed a lot of attention. So yeah, I didn't get any more footage because there wasn't really too much more to show, but we are diving tomorrow. We should be taking our midterm tomorrow as well, so everybody should be cramming tonight because we're gonna take a test, basically everything on like chambers, physics, physiology, dive charts, like all of these things that we already learned that I previously mentioned. We're going to be retested on all that in one big test tomorrow. So pretty big deal. I'll let you guys know how big of a deal it turns out to be, how crazy the test is and everything. So that's tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure half the day we will be diving. And then Friday, we should be getting in one of the dive tanks or towers or whatever you want to call them. Not the 20-foot tower, but these are more like 10 feet. And we'll be using a chainsaw to cut like a block of wood. So basically, in like the center of the tank, there's already pre-staged like a vise, and it has like a 4x4 wood on it. And I think everybody's gonna get a chance to jump in, use the hydraulic chainsaw to like cut a piece of wood off and then come back up. I think other dive schools do that too, so it's not just CDA, just to kind of give you practice and in actually using a underwater chainsaw. So I definitely want to get that on film because I want to show that. I think it's cool. I think it's going to be cool to see that. So I'll try and do that for you guys. But other than that, I know we're diving all next week. And then the week after next week, we have welding the whole entire week. So I want to get some of that stuff on film and everything for you guys. And this weekend, definitely look out for week 10 recap in case you missed anything, or in case you just want to recap the whole entire week. But other than that, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for my next video. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave any comments or questions for me down below. I've actually been getting quite a few comments, so thank you guys for that. Keep it up, and I'm really glad whenever you say like I helped you or whatever, like I am glad that I'm able to help all you guys. So yeah, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great one. Peace.